Good afternoon, everyone. You can just please find your seats if you so choose to sit down. We're going to get started with the program. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tim Whitaker. I have the honor and privilege of being the superintendent here at St. Louis Central. And a mentor of mine once told me to make sure you always state the vision and the mission and validate those that are achieving the vision and mission. So our vision and mission, our vision is to be a district respected by others as a model of excellence in student achievement. And our mission is to prepare our students with exceptional knowledge, character, knowledge, and skills to thrive in a changing world. So we have a room full of people that help us achieve our vision and mission. And we're here today to honor an incredibly special person. And just by judging the turnout here, right? It's so awesome to see so many familiar faces. Haven't seen in a while. This is I've been excited about this for a long time, and I'll tell more about that later. But everyone I talked to is incredibly excited to be here to honor Greg. So let's start out with congratulations. Do you want to stand here? Okay.
I can do that.
Imagine that. Greg doesn't want to be in the spotlight. He will be back up at the end to say a few words and talk as long as he wants. That is sum up 46 years. So I'd like to start by, back in August, Greg was one of the first staff that was spotlighted in the staff spotlight and put out on social media. So I want to kick things off by just talking about Greg. And I'll read what the 10 administrators wrote, and then I want to open it up to the floor, right? Because just in the last 15 minutes, I've heard 15 Greg stories that are truly amazing to sum them up. And all of you are here because he impacted you. And you have an origin story of how you first met Greg or where, and all kinds of stories about weekends and evenings, and sum up Greg very well. So I'm just going to start by saying some things that the admin said about Greg. Dee said, although I've only known Greg since the start of the school year, that is all the time needed to recognize the amazing human he is. Dedicated, determined, caring, and generous are a few words I could use to describe his nature and work around our district. It has been my pleasure to work with him, and I hope he stops in for some chocolates from time to time. Thank you, Greg, for all you do every day to make SCC feel like home to our students, staff, and our families. 8 years ago said, Greg Green is relentless in his pursuit to serve SCC in each building. I've never met a more dedicated person in my life. Doesn't matter if it's 10 in the morning or 10 at night. If you need something, Greg will come to the rescue. He has tremendous pride in all SCC facilities, but the elementary is his baby. I've worked in all 3 buildings, and Greg has helped me out tremendously in each building. It's been a true blessing to work with and beside such a great man. He makes me want to be a better servant and a better person daily. Jackie said, Mr. Green is truly one of a kind. He's always willing to drop what he's doing to help others out. His hard work and dedication to the best school district in America does not go unnoticed. Thank you for all you do every single day for our schools, our staff, our students, and our community. Steph said, Greg is always willing to help anyone at any time. He goes above and beyond for SCC and does it without hesitation. His smile is contagious and his work ethic is unmatched. Leah said, Greg is a breath of fresh air. He goes above and beyond to get the job done. His love for SCC is unmatched and shows that everything he does. SCC is so incredibly blessed to have him. Shelley said, one of the best parts of my job is getting to work with someone as driven, ambitious, and knowledgeable as Greg. But what I admire most about him is how he balances all of these characteristics while remaining one of the kindest, most empathetic, and most helpful people I know. Greg is a role model to all of us, and I'm honored to be learning and working alongside him every day. Brian Johnson said, for me, Mr. Green is synonymous to St. Croix Central. I cannot remember a time when he hasn't been a part of SCC. I can still remember the frequent conversations he had with me when I was in elementary school about the Green Bay Packers, while he was working in classrooms at the end of the day. As a kid, I felt pretty special. He would take the time to talk with me. Those were the Packers of the late 80s and early 90s, so there wasn't much good to talk about. What impresses me most about Mr. Green is that his enthusiasm for working in our district has not waned over the course of his career, his 46-year career. He is as positive and upbeat now as he was back when I was a student. He knows the ins and outs and inner workings of our building and is incredibly supportive of our staff. Our students, our school, and community are lucky to have him play such a significant role in our district. Chance said, Greg Green is what St. Croix Central is all about. He is St. Croix Central. Never has there been a truer servant leader than Mr. Green. There's no task too big or too small for him to tackle, and there's no person he wouldn't be willing to help out. It should come as no surprise that he's the first staff spotlight of the new school year. We all wish we could keep a spotlight on him all year, even though that's the last thing he wants. Thank you, Greg, for all you do at SCC. For SCC. Lindsay said, Greg Green is the most dedicated and loyal person I know. He is a true Panther. He takes pride and care in everything he does. He will do anything for anyone and ask for nothing in return. His love for the SCC buildings, but more importantly, the SCC family, is unmatched. I'm lucky to work alongside him every day. Greg Green is an integral part in making SCC the best school in America. And I wrote, Greg Green bleeds Panther blue. Greg puts in countless productive hours making our school facilities and grounds better. Greg cares deeply for everyone and everything related to our entire district. He works most evenings and weekends and loves his job because he knows he makes a difference. Words cannot describe his level of connectedness and engagement with all things SCC. He is an incredibly dedicated individual whose experience and expertise are irreplaceable. He is incredibly proud of our district and takes pride in the work he does. I think I speak for everyone when I say that Greg is admired, respected, and appreciated. So again, I think everyone knows this, but Greg started his calling when he was 18 years old. Went to school here, kindergarten, started working here at 18, and 46 years later, here we are. It's an honor him. I did some rough math, and I know it's not precise, but for 46 years and approximately 500 students just at the elementary, and I know that some see him, obviously, all see him hopefully for 5 straight years, but that's 23,000 students that know Greg, and that Greg knows them. 23,000. Obviously, does not include, right, that you have more thousands upon thousands, the community and the staff that has had the privilege to work alongside him. So this time, I'd like to open it up and give folks an opportunity to tell to say a few words about Greg, or how they met Greg, or a unique story that describes Greg. So this time, I can just pass the mic around. You don't have to come up here. Who would like to start? Emo.
Greg was generous to me. I worked for 15 years, and he allowed me to come in here and clean up the cafeteria after lunch. But in the meantime, I had to open the kindergarten's milk cartons with a little jingle at the same time. Anyway, so I got two things. That's one. He allowed me to come in here and work with the kindergarten, but he's not going to see people. Also, my sister-in-law, I'm sorry, my daughter-in-law, Missy, who used to work here, now works down in Cambridge. Anyway, she used to exchange Cokes with him, so now she brought him a Coke, so I brought him Cokes and she could give it to him. And the last thing I was going to mention is, the last 6 years I worked here, Greg allowed me to be a character. I mean, I'm always a character. He allowed me to dress up in characters such as Woody, and 6 years I was a character, went to every classroom in the building and taught the kids about the characters they for that month. It was awesome. I liked it, they liked it. And I saw a guy the other day, my daughter told me that a kid who's in college now remembers me here acting as in the cafeteria a little bit, and also talking to him about the characters. And they learned about me to do those two songs. All right, thank you.
I'm honored to work with Greg for 33 years, and I had this overwhelming feeling coming up the stairs like I was going to a Packer game. And I remember my first Packer game of Legends, and I kind of felt like he was going to be wheeled in here. And there is this feeling that Greg is our legend here at Central. So thank you, Greg, for all that you've done. No matter what you have on your plate, you always have time for people. We love you. Hi, I'm Jane Canada. I met Greg, that was guy on the wall over there. On the school bus, I was 8th grade, it was 7th grade. I was shy, he was shy. Our conversation was short and sweet. But we ended the whole school career. We were very good friends, and I never got to have a chance to work with him. He hadn't changed a bit, willing, pleasant, just a joy of working. Thank you, Mike.
Short and sweet, and you both do like sweets a lot.
It's 2011. It was a drunk car and needed emergency housing. They said, check with Mr. Green. He said, sure, we can make that work. And over the next dozen years, except for a few years of rough rider construction, Greg calls me in January and says, John, I'm setting up the lights schedule for the gymnasiums. One of the drum corps coming this year, and he was scheduling an event. That's going to be.
So as you know, I'm an alumni of St. Clair Central, so my memories of Greg here at St. Clair Central come from a very young age. Hanging out with Mom after school and having Greg stop by to say hi. And over the years, and being blessed to be able to work here, that never stopped for Greg, right? Number one, we all know that Greg doesn't know the word no. He finds a way to get it done. And if he can't find somebody to do it, he is there doing it himself without question. And, you know, there'd be many a day on a weekend, I'm at school working, right? Doors are locked, lights are off because it's motion lights in the hallway. All of a sudden the lights come on and I know who's coming. And it's great because he's seen my car and he's just coming to check in and say hi, just like he used to do when I was a little kid in elementary school. And that's just great. He doesn't know the word no, and he has time for everybody, just like Brenda said there. So it's been many years and it's not good to say about it.
Anyone else this time? We're gonna have more time at the end as well for sharing your stories. But good. All right. We'll come back to that. In the meantime, I think Shelley will kind of come up here and talk about the gifts.
Thank you. Thanks for everyone being here. My name is Shelley Clay. I'm the elementary school principal at this time. And so I'm honored to be here because I know that many of you out there have also had the privilege to work probably longer than I have with Greg. But after 23 years, it's a pretty special bond. So I'm going to miss Greg a lot. But on behalf of the St. Croix Central staff, I am here to present some things to Greg that are special. And one of the things we've had many conversations with Greg in the past months after he announced his retirement, and that was, what on earth is he going to do? Right, Greg? We've had a lot of conversations about that. And so we have decided as a staff, all of the staff throughout the entire district have pulled together some money, and we're sending you on some big field trips. It's finally your time to take the field trips. Okay, so we just wanted you to know that over on this table here, we have, let's say the first thing the first field trip is a fishing field trip. Okay, so I hear you want to go fishing and you want to learn a little bit about fishing, but just haven't quite had the time. So we're going to send them a little fishing. Got your new rod. Hopefully you can figure out how to use it. Some lures. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to send you to the Brewers and Twins game because Greg is a big Brewer fan. So we're going to send it there. The next thing we're going to do is, we know Greg loves his trike, right? His motorcycle's his baby. So there is a brand new jacket there. Hopefully it fits you. If it doesn't, you come see me. So we have that jacket for him there. We have a lot of gift cards inside that cooler. One of them being a Quick Trip gift card for your cycle, so you can go really far if you want. And also there's an envelope, the elementary field trip envelope has a lot of cash in there for you. So that's going to send you on a really good field trip. And then all of your favorites to go inside that cooler. So Greg, on behalf of the staff at St. Croix Central, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And we hope you enjoyed that.
We have one more gift as well. We'd like to present Greg. This gift, a lot of planning and a lot of people have gone into building this gift, including Wold Architects and Engineers, specifically Conrad, Mark and Johnson crew, Brian, Eric, and Will, and Jake, and Kurt, the school board, administration. A lot of people have went into planning this gift. So unfortunately, it doesn't fit the cooler. So Greg, I'll have you accompany me. We got to go outside. It's kind of like Christmas. It's a light, on the garage, similar to that. And then I'd like to invite all of us can't fit in the hallway where we're going, so I'd like to invite his family, and I'd like to invite those involved in this gift. So we could fit probably about 30 people And, we're gonna have it videotaped and live streamed back here. So for those of you that don't come on the little trip, you can still see what's going on, all right? So, with that said, I think let's go out this door. Family and, again, what, 20 or so people that were involved in this gift, please follow me and Greg, all right?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Greg, you left the legacy. You left the legacy here at St. Croix Central. And like we said earlier, there's no better gift in our minds than to formalize the legacy that you left. So forevermore, this new edition here, the 4K edition, which is the newest edition of many in this building, and the last one in your last year that was built. Forevermore, this 4K edition will be known as the Greg Green Early Learning Center.
This is great. Yes. Thank you.
What a legacy.
Yeah, thank you.
But a year in the making.
Yeah.
And did you know?
No.
Keep it a secret.
No
Um,
idea, none whatsoever.
You didn't peek under the tarp.
They didn't let me come this month.
we didn't put it up until this morning. But we couldn't. So it went to last minute.
They told me I couldn't come to a two-plan.
So there's a couple more things. First of all, I'd like to make it official. But you have the ribbon cutting,
Oh,
and then we'll go in.
okay. Wow. Have a go.
One more. Right.
Oh, other one?
Yeah, so Jake and Will like you to count down from 3, right? So then they'll count it down, Greg.
Okay, all right. 3, 2, 1, go. Thank you. Thank you. This is great.
Very special, very special.
Thank you.
Again, lots of planning, and I'm surprised it's because we had to. But yeah, from Wold to Mark and Johnson.
You
folks
do it all
put
this morning?
up.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
and then the school board's blessing. So as you know, the policy states we can't name it after anybody until they retire.
Yeah.
So once you announce your retirement, then we kicked it in the go. So it's a go, right? It's a go. So that's where, April 1st, April 12th, this is a lot of planning, and the school board We couldn't put it on the agenda, right? Because we have to keep
Right.
it secret. So
Yeah.
they've all blessed it, but they'll make it official at Wednesday's meeting.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. It's great. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll go back to the council. Just wait a few words. Want to say a few words?
Okay.
Great.
Thank you, everyone. This has been great. My family's here. Everyone's here. Thank you. I couldn't have done this without all of you through the years. I just don't know what to say. You are special. You all be in my heart ever, forever and ever. Thank you to the school board, Mr. Whitaker, Eric and Hank, everyone in the whole district, from the top to the bottom. This has been fantastic. I couldn't ask for anything nicer. Thank you.
as I mentioned earlier, I'd like to give folks the opportunity to share some Greg stories if you are so inclined. And then when we wrap up and before you leave, we welcome you to please go see the new Greg Green Early Learning Center firsthand, especially for those of you that haven't been in this building in a while, please check it out. All right, so anyone else want to say a few words about their time with Greg?
Mr. Green, you know I love you, but I'm talking in front of all these people. There's so many memories with Greg, and some of the big ones like Panther Camp, but the ones that stand out to me more are those small moments that you just made time for with everybody. And I remember one specific time when Mr. Brown was getting changed in the back of the storage room, and I was trying to pull T-shirts out for our Student of the Month celebration, and there was a gallon of blue paint. That's probably why this cafeteria is painted the way it is, and the cover wasn't on. All the way, and I knocked it over, and the whole thing of paint spilled. As I'm like, Greg, I'm so sorry, I gotta go. He was back there changing, and it's just chaos. And he didn't even flinch. It was like, I knew I didn't want to let him down, and it was something small, but it was just a moment of just pure grace and care. So I appreciate those big moments, but those little moments even more.
So happy for you, Mr. Green. One cool thing that we discovered when we were kind of preparing for his retirement and doing like a little interview with Mr. Green was that there are a lot of people here that that work in our district that have gone to school here. You know, like seriously, a lot of people went all the way through kindergarten and now work here, me being one of them. And you know, when you reflect back, what is the reason that we all came back? Why did we all come back to SCC? And it's the culture, it's the community, it's the beauty of this place. And honestly, Mr. Green, you have a big part in that. So thank you for everything that you've done from when I was a little tiny kid, all of us that can speak to that, and all of us here up until today. Thank you so much.
So my name is Kevin. I went to elementary school here. My mom worked in this building. And I got to know Greg over the years from being the kid that was always bouncing his basketball in the hallways, running in the hallways. And he was very quick to stop me and tell me to slow down. Obviously, that didn't work very well. But one thing that did work was he stopped me one day and asked me if I had summer hair or winter hair in my basketball. I also have stood there for it felt like about 30 years. I am telling you. I stopped and stared at him, and I literally had no idea if he was being serious or not. But we created a very good bond after that. Me and my mom worked in the school. I was in here quite a bit. We got to know each other very, very well, and you were an awesome human being, and we all just love you to death. So thank you. Oh, and I still won't go to this day. We won't go too far, so I'm gonna have to ask you a couple times. Okay? I'll take the job. Does anybody else have anything to share? Do I have the microphone?
You'll have to excuse me, I'm a bit of a crier. Don't know genetically where I get it. But I've got a little bit different of a relationship with this guy than most of the other people in this room. And I gotta say, I'm
I'm happy that I won't have to miss him so much now. He's been nothing but dedicated to this place, but I'm really happy he's gonna get to spend some time doing whatever he wants to do now.
Speak now or forever hold your peace. Also, I want to remind everyone, lots of goodies. And lastly, thank you to Cassie and Kelsey for setting up, and I know a bunch of people, Sarah involved in that, Shelley and Lindsay, for setting everything up and making it look big for the occasion, no doubt. Thank you to Courtney, for the pancake catering, cupcakes, and punch. Speaking of, lots left, so please grab some punch and cupcakes before you leave, or just go view the Great Green Early Learning Center. Please too, for Greg's sake, write a note to Greg, drop it in that box, so we'll have that as a keepsake. There's also a poster here to sign a message to Greg. Please make sure you sign that before you leave. Any last words? All right, it's hard to sum up 46 years and sum up this dedicated man, but again, congratulations, Greg.